Communities, NGOs, micro-enterprises, and public institutions will soon benefit from the installation of solar systems. This will result in reduced energy bills and greenhouse gas emissions. This project is funded to the tune of Euro $2.4 million under the European Union's flagship initiative called the Global Climate Change Alliance Plus, or GCCA. The EU helps scores of vulnerable countries increase their resilience to climate change. Project manager for the UNDP GCCA Plus Solar Project Initiative, Stephen Badri, says photovoltaic installations or solar PV is a step in the right direction.
You may have seen some recent posts on the social media and newspapers relating to our call for suitable sites. Our target is to install between 8 to 12 small-scale off-grid solar PV systems across Trinidad and Tobago. The systems will be between 10 to 15 kilowatt size capacity, and that would be able to supply the basic energy needs of the facility on which it is installed.
Unlike traditional energy sources, when PV solar panels create electricity, it does not emit harmful greenhouse gases or deplete any natural resources. In addition, it helps to protect the planet by reducing the dependency on non-renewable energy. So how exactly do these photovoltaic installations work?
It involves calculating and sizing the appropriate amount of solar panels to pick up the specific load of the building. So the building will have certain electrical loads, and we will need to determine how much power we will need to install in terms of the amount of panels for that particular building load. It also may involve the installation of battery banks to store some of the energy, and then an inverter to take that energy from the battery bank and then put it back onto the household system so that they could use 110-volt AC appliances like a blender, television set, a fan, things like that.
This project fulfills commitments set out in the Vision 2030 National Development Strategy. The necessary guidelines, policies, and laws will be put in place to ensure that the use of renewable energy is sustainable.
One of the critical components of an effective renewable energy program and to increase uptake in our country is the feed-in tariff policy and implementation plan. This policy and implementation plan will allow small consumers to take power from the TNTech grid when it is needed, and also put power back out onto the grid when their household demand is low, once their system is generating electricity. So under the current legislative environment, small-scale renewable energy producers are prohibited from being interconnected to the national grid. Ultimately, this limiting legislative environment, in conjunction with the low and subsidized electricity rates, does little to incentivize renewable energy generation or encourage the adoption of energy efficiency practices. So this is why we're looking at providing the support to the ministries in policy changes.
Representative from the UNDP GCCA Plus Solar Project, Stephen Badri, speaking about solar PV installations and other initiatives geared towards the use of renewable energy. Solar power is a clean source of energy. It can help reduce our reliance on finite resources as we tap into the radiance of the sun. You've been listening to the series Environmental Matters, a cleaner energy source.
This was a joint production of the Ministry of Planning and Development and the Information Division, Office of the Prime Minister, Communications.